subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So this is a bit of a ballsy move by me. I hate to say, I hate to blow my own horn, which is also sounds like, doesn't that sound like an allegory for pleasuring oneself orally? Blowing one's own horn? Because honestly, if men could do that, civilization would end overnight. Because nothing would matter. They're like, the bus is late. I don't care. Yeah, nothing would matter. Nothing would bother you. Okay, this is just a little fancy world that clearly we don't live in. That was a bit of a cul-de-sac. Anyway, as I was saying, a bit of a ballsy move for me because I'm recording this on Friday and it's going out on Sunday, and it's a news video. It's a Doctor Who's news walk video. I don't think we're going to get any new news before Sunday. I think everyone's kind of holding their breath and waiting to see if World War III really does start, as it does look like it. We're moving towards it. I mean, my God, there are so many awful case scenarios that you have not considered. You know, I would just say, keep your physical media handy, baby. Keep your physical media handy. I mean, assuming that the national grid isn't taken out in a cyber attack, and I'm not freaking joking. That's the sort of stuff that we're looking at happening. Anyway, so I just think we're all kind of holding our breath. I think if there's any like scheduled announcements, they will go on. But honestly, the vibe I'm getting right now is that just about everything is just waiting for Bad Wolf to take control of Doctor Who, take control of it, and then everything's going to change, which is one of the things that we're going to be talking about in this video. Before we get into it, however, no matter no matter what the world situation is, if you see a mushroom cloud, don't worry about it, baby. Still hit that like button. It'll make you feel better. It will make you feel better. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are freaking awesome. Just awesome beyond awesome. We like all those things. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Substack, join my Substack. It's my email newsletter. I send out comics on it. This week I sent out a PDF of an out of print what was it? An out of print New Adventures novel, Blood Heat by Jim Mortimer. Really good one, right? It's a really, really good one. There's like an alternate Earth where the Silurians won. And so you got it's like 20 years later, and everyone's in tatters, and the brigade is leading this the last remnants of humanity against the Silurians. Great book, really great story, loved it. So that's on my Substack. Sign up for it. It's free. There's a paid one. And I'm really aiming to get more stuff out in the aim while just say on every video. It's been a bit of a month. What can I do? It's been a bit of a month. Things have worked out well for me, just as it imploded for the world. Go figure. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, all those things. Fandabby, double dosing. So let's get into the news. Where should we start? Let's start with this. I think the closest news is this one. Next Doctor Who episode's 2022 release date revealed. So I didn't think they actually had the release date, but it's Sunday, Easter Sunday, wasn't it? It was the word on the street. Yeah, I think Easter Sunday is going to be. But we'll read it in a second. So this story is called Legend of the Sea Devils. It's directed by somebody Asian, and I think it's because when it was being written, or around time it was written, there was a spike in anti-Asian hate crimes, which of course said, that's because of Donald Trump and Brexit. No question. Don't look at it. That's why. It turns out it was more the BLM side of the world that would really didn't like Asian people. Just crazy numbers of hate crimes against Asians from these radical racists. That's what I call it. That's why this is going to be an Asian themed one with some token Asian behind the scenes, So that's it. That's the entirety of it. That we went why did they do it? Having said that, it's a pretty interesting idea, which they haven't done in Doctor Who before. Is it going to be good? Of course, it's not going to be good. Right? Of course it's not going to be good. It's got Jodie Whittaker in it and written by Chris Chibnall. What do you think's going to happen? Really? No, it's going to be awful. So let's read this article. Previously announced for spring 2022, the second of the 3 Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who specials is confirmed for release during Easter. Now it's getting hot in it. I came in, I found my window open, turned the heat on, and now I'm getting a bit toasty. Anyway, confirmed for its release during Easter. Legend of the Sea Devils, the penultimate episode of Christian with Jodie Whittaker era of Doctor Who. It will be a standalone special release during Easter. The episode will be the yeah, we just said that! Okay, Eva the Daleks, blah, blah, blah. Rusty Davis taking over, blah, blah, blah. The upcoming Doctor Who special will feature the long-awaited return of the Sea Devils. Yeah, it was said to be... they were going to be... What's their story? They were supposed to be in Praxius, but I think they probably ran out of money. Sea Devils, a memorable race of monsters that the show's classic era, who first appeared in 1972 at the same name as the anniversary of the John Pertwee Third Doctor. They haven't appeared in the show since '84's Warriors of the Deep. Okay, am I the only person who liked the samurai look for those Silurians? So weird, those Sea Devils. Like, Character Options releasing this. It was a Warriors of the Deep Silurian figure. That was it. Just a Warriors of the Deep Silurian figure, with one with a little orange eye and one with a little grey eye. Right? There are 3 of them. What? Like, I understand doing a sculpture is about $10,000, but man, that looked pretty. It was a pretty useless set. You could have done. It was a samurai sea devil and the Silurian. I don't know. There's a lot more you could have put in there, but a Tegan maybe. How about that? But yeah, no, I have no interest. And £30 they charge for that. Leave me alone. Featuring Peter the Fifth Doctor and the notoriously ridiculous pantomime horse dinosaur called the Merker. I think that's a fair line. Don't you? I think that's a fair way of describing the Merker. Played by the same people who did the horse in Rent-A-Ghost, okay? I mean, that actually happened, right? It's not me making it up. There are some aquatic cousins of the more well-known Silurians, a race of humanoid reptiles who are all now women, apart from that first time we saw them, it was one old bloke. Before the Dawn of Man have featured in both the classic and the modern era. Now, after having previously confirmed for spring 2022, the independent talent page for director Haolu Wang. Again, if there's, I don't know who he or she is. I don't know if the boy or they are. I have no idea. If they were called, John Smith, and they were from a white bloke from Clapham, not a hope of directing it, right? Not a hope, which is called wacism. Now, I have to say, they had a first-time director for Even the Daleks, and I thought the direction of that was excellent. So maybe this will be good too, but it's gonna be garbage. It's gonna be garbage. Why? Jodie Whittaker's in it. It's not hard. Right? Will be an Easter special. The page describes the episode as being 60 minutes long, and will serve as Wang's first television credit. Doesn't sound great when they say that, right? But again, the woman who did Eva Daleks, well, that was her first TV credit, and good on her. I'm genuinely, I'm happy she did a good job. I really am. The young director is a BAFTA China Scholarship recipient. Okay, listen, I hate to be geopolitical about this, but the reason the Western world is falling apart is because China has very much invested in higher education, amongst other things, to influence the intelligentsia of the world for the last 20 years. And now this is where we are, right? So that she won the BAFTA China Scholarship. It might be fine, it might not. I mean, take TikTok, for example. Have you ever used TikTok's a nightmare. It's made for people who are younger than me, okay? You have to keep constantly churning. It's very much like that Dark Mirror with what's that guy's name? Saint Kaula. Was that 1 million likes or something like that? It was one of the early ones where you had to keep pushing away or use your credits to not get new ads or whatever. It was like that. But TikTok apparently is a social media designed to destroy the Western world, as it turns out. And again, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is factual information that TikTok in China, it rewards you for nation building things like engineering projects, as doing well in university and school, that sort of thing, like that. And actually, you get your posts upvoted and in the Western world, you get your posts upvoted and stuff like that for twerking or whatever. Libs on TikTok, baby. I mean, man, have you ever seen that Twitter account? That's what you get people going, oh no, I'm now a ram. I identify as a wham. You can call me Ramsey. And again, I wish I was making that up, but that's actually something I actually saw. So yeah, she might be fine. But look, listen, if anyone has just seen the Olympic Games and you think, oh, China, there's nothing wrong with that. There was literally a skater who accused a party member of raping her, and then she mysteriously vanished for a while, and then she turned up on screen cheering somebody else on. They interviewed her and said, "Oh, that was just silly. And you can see in the mirror her handler like standing like behind the camera. As like, okay. So again, it's not a good thing when you say BAFTA China scholarship. I don't know what to tell you. Who receives a mentorship from Ex Machina director Alex Garland, and has featured feature films project currently in development. That she's been mentored by Alex Garland, who I think is one of the greatest talents right now over the last few years. I really like his work. Okay, I really like his work, so that gives me a lot of hope, right? But it's still going to be awful because it's starring Jodie Whittaker and written by Chris Chibnall. I mean, right? Like what do you reckon the odds? Okay, I was on my live stream last night. I was like, what do you reckon the odds this whole Ukraine thing isn't going to end up a world war, right? I mean, look who's at the wheel. You got Bojo, you got Biden. Like, how does anybody have any faith in any of these people whatsoever not to massively screw up, right? And don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm anti-conservative, pro-life. I'm not. I just recognize a doofus when I see it, and Bojo's a bit of a doofus. What do you want me to tell you? Yeah, who was it that it was Billy Connolly. Billy Connolly's best description of him saying he was an idiot toff, right? Yes, Billy, I agree with you. He's an idiot toff, and you shouldn't listen to idiot toffs. And that's exactly what he is. And this is still a Doctor Who podcast. Let's get back to it. Legend sees LC companions Yaz and Dan arrive in 19th century China to find a coastal village under a threat by a pirate queen called Madame Chiang. Why is every masculine character played by a woman? Right? like what? Every masculine character is played by a woman. Let me just get rid of my sweater. Oh, that is better. After I finished this video, I got to review, which I think is also going out on Sunday, of the 8th Doctor set, 8th Doctor and Charlie from Big Finish, and just everywhere they can is like, oh, a masculine character. Let's employ a woman. It was cool in 1962 when Kathy Gell took over. From. Not Kathy. Well, there was Kathy Gell as the character. Was Honor Blackman took over the lines from Ian Hendry in the Avengers. That was really cool, but that was 60 years ago. Okay, 60 years ago now. We've moved on, right? And I'm not saying women can't be stunning and brave, but why only women? Oh, it's only women. Oh God, it's so agonizing. It's such agony or so agonizing. One of the two. As well as the aforementioned reptile monsters, is unclear how the concept of Easter will factor in the adventure. I doubt it will. That's a biblical concept. So, no, they're not into that. As Doctor Who's seasonal specials are always heavily connected to the holiday they arrive on. That's pretty much true. I mean, the Christmas ones were. Last year's the Halloween Apocalypse, for example, contained very few actual Halloween elements. It's all set dressing, really. I mean, Rusty Davis's Christmas specials were Christmas. It being Christmassy was very important. But and also Moffat. I mean, Christmas Carol, best special, absolutely best special. But like, even the Daleks was set on like New Year's Eve. But I think they probably filmed it so it could have been Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. Penultimate Whittaker story. Blah blah blah. Go away. Leave us alone. Okay. Yeah. No more. Okay. So next story you should look at is something I actually am quite interested in. I call this a bit of good news. Over here we had Chris Chapman, who works on the Doctor Who Blu-ray collection, which are fantastic, and I cannot wait for season 22. Right, cannot wait for the. Is it connected with Spandex Perry going to be in high def? Yes. It's very much connected to that. Okay, never mind the quality, fill the width. Okay, but these box sets. Oh, I've got a couple here. Okay, these are absolutely fantastic. Here are ones that I'm waiting to print out my proper DVD cover, Blu-ray cover, because. Yeah, that logo is something that cannot go on my shelves. Oh no, we're not fans of that logo. But like they've been saying, we weren't going to do sixes. The assumption was they weren't going to do sixes ones because they've released most of the over half, I think, over half of the season 7 onwards. Not that many to go, really. There's not many. Okay, from there's 2 Peter Davison, 1 Sylvester McCoy season. And there's 3 Tom Baker and 2 John Pertwee, I think, off the top of my head. So there's 8 seasons left, right? 8 seasons left. And so they were taking it from season 7, so 20. Okay, they're over halfway. I wasn't wrong. But now this is they're making a Sixes Blu-ray set. We're editing a Sixes making of right now for #Hooray, and I'm delighted that we currently have 8 new interviews and 5 archive chats. So 13 contributors for a show nearly 6 years old. I'm happy with that, dude. I'm happy with that too. Okay, I am pretty darn happy with that. The what season could it be though? Because it's going to be an incomplete season, and we're all hoping the animation will fill it out, unless they're going to surprise us. I mean, I still would like to hope, right? I would still like to hope that when Bad Wolf takes over, Russell Davies takes over, the money for animated reconstructions will be there from Sony, right? And maybe it'll be much better than before. I'm like, I am just a crazy optimist when it comes to these sort of things, but yeah, wouldn't that be lovely, right? Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? I do hope so. Fine. So let's look at the next thing. John Barrowman. Okay, we're not watching the full clip, but this is worth looking at. John Barrowman has absolutely crushed cancel culture, right? Has absolutely and completely crushed cancel culture and the toxic fandom that loves cancel culture, and I don't know what it's just fascinating what's happened. So let's look at this clip. It's from GMTV. Somebody recorded it by standing in front of the camera. So we're not going to watch this full thing. We're going to watch like the salient points. But yeah, so he's got this new show coming up, this new tour, and let's.
Home in Palm Springs in America. Morning, John. Thanks for joining us dead early in the morning for you over there. Good morning.
Okay, so it's 8:50. In Palm Springs is 8 hours back, so it's 10 to 1 in the morning. He's looking pretty upbeat. Again, I just like that he's smiling. He exudes entertainment, right? He honestly, he is John Nathan Turner's perfect performer, right? Absolutely. So let's see, they go straight into the elephant in the room.
Okay, let's get the difficult one out of the way first, shall we? Let's deal with the elephant in the room and then we can move on. A lot of people in this country would have assumed that your career was over when all the reports came out of this party trick that you used to do.
Well, certainly, again, this toxic fandom that arrived with Jodie Whittaker, they assumed his career, and they wanted his career was to be over, not because they felt he was morally outraged them, because they felt they had power over him. That's basically the bottom line, right? It's all about power, right? The whole thing is about power. Look at him take back the power. Okay, I'm so happy about this.
Which was basically exposing yourself in front of colleagues, which you thought was very, very funny at the time. And all of this came out, and it would seem to many observers that kind of sunk your career. And yet, here we are talking about brand new projects. How have you turned it around?
Well, I don't think it's me who's turned it around. I think the public understand that it was tomfoolery and it was a joke and silliness and wasn't sexual harassment. And also, you say that it was my...
But, it's... that's really the nub of it. It wasn't sexual harassment. And the way you get to that is looking at things in context, which the people who like cancel culture, they hate you looking at anything in context. They absolutely despise it. It's the worst thing ever.
Party trick, but everybody who was there on set and part of the fun all enjoyed and laughed at the silliness that went on. We had a great time, but there's just a red top tabloid has decided that they're obsessed with bullying me and keep continuing to regurgitate it and exaggerate what actually had happened.
So what he's done here is very clever, right? Very, very clever. He hasn't tied it to that toxic fandom. He tied it to something that everybody objectionably hates, which is like toxic media. It was a red top tabloid, right? So and he's done it very, very well because he's being very factual, right? And what he's saying is pretty darn, pretty darn unshakable.
And also, cancel culture. They've tried to strip my career over 35 years that I've worked very hard with and had a lot of fun in, and have been very open with all of the silliness that has went on. All the stories are nothing new. They've been out there for years.
Again, 100% true. There was a song that was released on the internet when Ralph C. Davis ended his run, right? It was actually referenced in a song, like it was Johnny B getting his cock out or something, and David Tennant saying, and everybody seemed fine with it. Like Camille Caudry seemed absolutely fine with it.
And I've written about them in my autobiography, but
monetize your haters. That's right. Autobiography. Monetize your haters.
Culture are like hyenas that are trying to strip the meat off of a bone until there is nothing left. And
then perfectly, he's moved from toxic media to toxic fandom, right? And they are like hyenas. Look, we've seen them. I've seen them for years, right? Remember that Not My Doctor group? That's exactly what they were like, hyenas.
And I'm over it, and I have moved on, and I think everybody else has moved on, and it's just cancel culture has gone way too far.
It's an interesting...
Cancel culture has gone too far because... I'm sorry, it went too far because of people like you, John. Not that I'm like taking glee in your pain. I'm not. But it moved... cancel culture got where it is because of people like you. So there's one more thing he said towards the end, which was really kind of heavy. Let's see if I can find that bit. Is it over here?
Well, Richard, I don't think I actually lost it. I think there was a few months of, it was very traumatic and it was very upsetting, not only for me, but for my family. And, everybody kept saying, even companies that I'd worked for were believing what was being said on Twitter more so than coming and asking me.
Yeah, that's got to be Big Finish, right? He's totally talking about Big Finish in that case. Right? I mean, that's what I think anyway. Second.
What the situation was. And it just got to the point where I really had enough of going to bed on a Saturday night and not sleeping because I was worried about what this red top tabloid was going to say about me the next day. So,
and again, by making a red top tabloid, which is clearly the Mirror or Mirror of the Sun, which are very tabloidy tabloids, and using the language bullying, right? Bully, because that's what they do, and that's what they say they hate. This is breaking them completely. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no chance of him returning to the BBC in any way, shape, or form ever. That's what the BBC are like. There's a book, they just re-released it. Totally Tasteless, it was what was one version of it, The Scandalous Life and Times of John Nathan Turner, and there was a chapter heading or a section heading saying the BBC never forgive the people that they've wronged, right? And it's so true, right? So my prediction is that we are not going to see the David Tennant, John Barrowman Torchwood release until Bad Wolf takes over control of Doctor Who, right? And until BBC are out the equation. And from what I understand, BBC are basically the UK distributor of Doctor Who, right? And they should be grateful for that right now. But as soon as that happens, I think it'll be released. Will he do any more? I don't know. I don't know if he'll go back to the character again. My feeling is time heals all wounds, right? And who knows where we'll be in 2-3 years from now, right? It'd be nice, right? That'll be nice. But here, he drops a bombshell.
You just kind of have to, we need to learn to forgive people and understand that times were different. I wouldn't do anything like that.
So the reason they don't understand times were different is because they weren't here at those times, because these are predominantly in their late teens or early 20s, these people. And so when he was doing this crime, they were under 5. They were under 10. These were little children, right? They don't understand times were different because they've never seen any other times. But there are some who do understand, which I think he's about to give a bit of a warning to.
Now it wouldn't be right. There are different rules now, but it was a different time. And I'm just going to say this. If I told all the secrets and the things that I know about the entertainment industry in years gone by, I could write one heck of a book, I'll tell you, but that's not me, because I know.
Yeah, that's it. That was the that was a shot across the bow of everybody in the industry. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, because John Barrowman is coming for you, baby. Shut the hell up. Fine, let's look at more news. Okay, next bit of interesting merchandise news is this one. We got some interesting merch news. 2 Doctor Who vinyls coming this year. So I understand releasing something on vinyl if you also release it on download and CD, but just on vinyl, it just kind of makes me not that interested in it. It feels like kind of a little bit snobbish, and I don't get me wrong, I love being snobbish, right? I'm a terrible snob. Actually, I'm a fantastic snob, quite frankly. All my favorite parts of myself are the worst parts of myself that I got from my mother. So again, being a terrible snob is one of those things. Yes. So two new Doctor Who vinyls coming this year, but not from Big Finish. Travel to the pirate planet and explore dead air, and these 2 new vinyls coming in 2022. And I do like the idea of vinyl, right? Again, why? Because I'm a huge snob, right? I would like that, but then I don't like the idea of doing a bunch of extra work. Looks like the same people designed that. What was it? It was a Time Lord Victorious release they did. Looks like it's the same design company, but thankfully David Tennant isn't wearing eyeshadow in this one, so that makes him look a bit better in my mind. $10 kicks off the celebration of Record Store Day with this audio exclusive story on vinyl in your local independent record store. Okay. Hot in the hills of the creature that exists through sound, the Doctor lands on a pirate radio station in the late 60s. And it's written by James Goss, who's normally pretty darn good. And in the late 60s, the creature has already killed some of the DJs, and Doctor befriends the survivors. But then the lights go out, and the desperate race for survival begins. Who can the Doctor trust in the dark? Well, that's an interesting premise. Good to that. This exclusive to audio adventure, Doctor Who adventure, told by the 10th Doctor himself, David Tennant, is available for the first time on vinyl in 140 gram Soundwave green vinyl. And then they also got Pirate Planet, which I just think is a bit weird, right? I don't really. Is this the soundtrack? Like, I don't understand the soundtrack of a show that I have on video. The video is kind of important. Hunt for the Key to Time, Dr. Romana and K9 materialize on planet Carafax, or do they? Entangled in local events, they are caught up with a bombastic captain, half man, half machine. I love the Pirate Planet. It's a really good episode. I hope when they do the Key to Time season, that's the story that gets the updated special effects, right? They do want to do it on one because I would like the pirate captain's robot parrot fighting K9 to be a little bit more convincing, right? That's really what I would like a lot more. Materials on planet Carafax, or do they? Blah 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 blah. Someone is ransacking whole planets for wealth. Just as the Doctor discovers who's behind it, another one comes under threat. Earth. So this is a 240 Sky Demon splatter vinyl disc, whatever. This 1998 TV soundtrack narrated by John Leeson, the original voice of K9. Supporting cast includes Mary Tam, the best of the Romanas, with Bruce Process, Andrew Robertson, David Warwick, and Rosalind Lloyd. So again, I don't really understand it, right? I don't really understand that. Look, if it's your sort of thing, okay? If it's your sort of thing. Another thing that might be your sort of thing. Get this out of the bloody way. Oh, really? Really? I mean, that's used. How do I... thank you. Go away. Maybe I can do this. Doink. Okay, now I can do this. Yeah, go. Doctor Who gets its own D&D tabletop game. Doctors and Daleks, that is. That's... I honestly, I think that sounds kind of fun. Let's read about it. And... all these bloody ads everywhere. Get away from them. There's a new D&D tabletop game on the horizon. Nope, not Dungeons & Dragons. The Doctors and Daleks. Yes, you heard it right. Doctor Who is receiving its own Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game per report by Comic Book. Cubicle 7, known for publishing tabletop games, have also published Doctor Who the role-playing game, have announced they're going to create a separate Doctor Who tabletop role-playing game that abide in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules. I have no idea what any of that means, okay? I played Dungeons & Dragons when I was young, haven't played it since the 80s, maybe. I doubt it was even in the 90s. I haven't played it since the 80s. I don't know what the 5th edition is. Whatever. I mean, they sound fun. It sounds fun, right? Basically, it depends what they're going to be doing with it, and what the stories will be. This potentially allows players to explore across time and space in their own TARDIS. What more could hardcore fans want? Okay, listen. There's quite a lot this hardcore fan might want. Again. Nicola Bryant, in HD, that'd be one of them. Okay, that'd be awesome. I'm kind of getting what I want. Okay, not much is known about the Doctor and Dalek at this point, except that the first book of the series, namely The Doctors and the Daleks Player Guide, will be launched fairly soon. Apart from this, Cubicle 7 also confirmed on their official website that they will continue to support the second edition of their award-winning Doctor Who role-playing game with a host of new products on the way soon. That's the vibe I get. Licensees are just like, please, can we just make it through? Please, let's get us to, Bad Wolf. We please. Man, it's going to be a different world by 2023. I mean, quite probably it may be a different world by 23 minutes by the time this video finishes. But let's wait and see what's going to happen. The public on 2 separate tabletop role-playing games that feature the same franchise, especially as that one is wildly popular and long-spanning of Doctor Who, might come off as odd, but Cubicle 7 has employed this strategy before. 2 different tabletop role-playing games on Lord of the Rings have been published by Cubicle 7. A standalone game named The One Ring. By the way, as an aside, I don't know who said this, but I really strongly agree with it, right? That Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of hoo-ha about how Lord of the Rings has been changed for the Amazon TV series. Like they basically race changed a lot of things. They made it very, very current day, right? So somebody pointed out, look, Tolkien's world was actually the whole world, right? Lord of the Rings was set in like the European part of it, kind of like it was a quest from like England to Turkey, essentially, right? But they had Asian lands in Lord of the Rings. They had African black people, you know, in Lord of the Rings. Why not do a sister quest or something else going on with Sauron and then put it in there with people like you don't have to make a bunch of elves and hobbits black. You could just do organically black people, wouldn't that? Or you could do African hobbits. I mean, there's so much you could frickin' do without this lazy, incredibly stupid approach, which I think is why most Lord of the Rings fans are pissed off with it, right? It's lazy more than anything else. Michael Muzzle, Cubicle 7 employed a strategy at Lord of the Rings. The One Ring, which used the unique mechanics and rules crafted to suit the dynamics of Middle-earth, and the Adventures of Middle-earth, which adapted Dungeons and Dragon rules. The adoption of Dungeons and Dragon rules isn't particularly new, given the whole D&D as on the RPG. It is the RPG market, but do you remember? I used to love those. Was it Peter Jackson, Philip Jackson? Those Choose Your Own Adventure books. They were great. All right. Oh, that's something that somebody should do. Oh. Mate, okay, it's way too much time for me to put into it, but I would love to do a Jodie Whittaker Choose Your Own Adventure. That's gotta be funny. Oh my god. Yeah. Rolls the market as evidenced by Steamforge's recent announcement that its Dark Souls RPG would also use the 5e rules, whatever. Cubicle 7, responsible for publishing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and Warhammer Age of Soul, is also Age of Sigma Soulbound, and here's how they describe the Doctor and the Daleks. Doctors and the Daleks. World adventures for every Time Lord across the world, most popular role-playing game in Doctors and Daleks. Your game group, take your gaming group into the TARDIS and travel anywhere, anywhen, and meet Leonardo da Vinci or see what life is like in the year 3000. What about another planet entirely? Or you know what? Somebody should do this as a stream. Like TARDIS Zone. This is something TARDIS Zone should totally do on their channel. I would love to watch it. Okay, I just like how he always gets... No, if you're not subscribed to the TARDIS Zone, it's a great channel. I love the way that Noel always gets a really good group of people, right? He's very good at that, okay? But I would love to see them play this and see what the dynamics are. Anywhere, meanwhile, see what life is like in the year 3000. What about another planet entirely? All of space and time is your Venusian macro oyster. I don't know what that means, but okay. But keep your wits about. There's lots of dangers in the vastness of eternity. Yeah, listen, that sounds like a lot of fun. That does sound like a lot of fun. Hey, next thing. People are getting excited about Russell Davies' Doctor Who, and we got rumors not about the Doctors, but about possible companions. I don't know who these people are. I don't really care. Sex terminate. Doctor Who bosses want sex education's Lily Earhart for a new series, but not to replace Jodie Whittaker. Okay, she's a companion. I literally know nothing about sex education or this character other than I mean she's playing a character there. Obviously, I hope, I have a lot of faith in Russell T Davies. I've said this many times over. Look, everybody laughed at the idea of Billie Piper, right? Said, no, she can't. She's a pop star. I didn't live in England at the time, so I didn't know much about her. But then I looked at, was it Canterbury Tales? Because I knew she was in that. I thought, wow, she's excellent. She's going to be great. And I think she was. I think she was a great for it. Because one of the 5 who are the producers? Are we talking about Bad Wolf? Want to stand up Tanya Reynolds, who plays the androgynous bisexual Lily Earhart in the Netflix show. I got Netflix, mate. But I don't want to I'll say maybe we should watch it. I'm like, nah. I give that a miss. And they're keen to offer her role to Doctor Who's new assistant when filming starts in April. Well, that's a bit of a new bit of a new piece of news. So they're going to start filming in April. It doesn't make sense to me, okay? If they're airing it in November 23, why would they be filming in April 22? It seems to be if the first thing's going to be a special in November 23, which is what Russell Davis has said, right? Why would there be like that's your first thing? I understand, but you get like maybe towards the end of this year, maybe if you're making a series straight in. I don't know, but it seems like April this year seems weird and unrealistic, and I don't even think they cast a Doctor yet, right? I mean. But a time we may get a casting announcement, maybe right around the release of Legend of the Sea Devils, right? Because I don't think Rusty Davis likes the current era much. And I know he said, "Oh, just imagine time to shop." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know he's been polite. I don't think he likes it very much, right? I think he's pissed as hell with it. Well, quite frankly, they only got 1 day forewarning that he was taking over, and they thought they killed the show at that point, right? And so they were just relieved they hadn't killed the show. You had just somebody saved it, right? So yeah, that's just what we're looking at right now. So if Tanya becomes the next Doctor Who companion, she'll be a unique comparison to the likes of Billie Piper and Jenna Coleman. Why? Okay. But the whole point of the reinvented Doctor Who, they want to create a very different version of the time-traveling adventures. Do they? I think the packaging of it's going to be different. I think the core of it's going to be the same. Since they really like hiring a very different actor to play, since they're likely to be hiring a very different actor to play the Time Lord, it makes sense they select an unusual companion for them. But it will be a dilemma for Tanya, who may end up taking a lesser role on the cast because she knows that being a companion can be just as long-term a commitment as playing the Doctor. Yeah, okay, fine. Honestly, I mean, this goes on for a while, but who's Bez? Happy Mondays. I have no idea what this is talking about. So Tanya 30 has become a fan favorite for Sex Ed since she appeared in the Saucy Show in 2019. She's also starred as Delicious on Sky and the Bisexual. So it sounds like she's very much into being non-binary. Right? Let's. Although she looks like a girl there. So this is literally just repeating the story, right? This is just literally just repeating the story. I don't know anything about her whatsoever, right? I do not know, right? Oh God, shall we? Which particularly stupid story shall we end on? Let's end on this story, which is particularly stupid. I will be doing a review of this comic, right? Doctor Who is finally revealing the Fugitive Doctor's origins. Really? Why? And that's called revealing the Doctor's origins now. Again, how long did that mystery last? 20 minutes? Okay. The Fugitive Doctor's upcoming arc begins shortly before Free Comic Book Day on April 13 and continues the following month in Doctor Who Origins. Okay? Fine. So this is all old news. Soon Doctor will finally reveal the Fugitive miniseries from Titan Comics. This is such a bad idea, and it's done by such low talent, right? Jodie Hauser is low talent. I haven't read anything that I went, oh, that's great. Yeah, that was fantastic. When the 13th Doctor learned about her forgotten past, she was just as surprised as the viewers, but not surprised enough to try and delve into the mystery and explain it. Not quite that surprised, right? It wasn't that important. Predating the first Doctor. Oh God, I hate that. The Fugitive Doctor, again, and it's never been confirmed. The Fugitive Doctor, played by Joe Martin, was one generation from an unspecified amount of lives, millions. Retroactive, this bizarre reveal caused the Doctor's numbers to be inaccurate and made it so that Jodie Whittaker was the first female regeneration. That was the point, canonically. But no, none of this is canon. Potentially due to some backlash from the fans, the twist hasn't been explored much further. No, it's nothing to do with backlash from the fans. It's just incompetency. Oh, Chris Chibnall, right? That's all it is. But I wish they would be listening to the fans, but no. Hasn't been explored much further. No, it's because it's garbage. That's why. However, Doctor Who comics might elaborate, but on the plot point and expand the Doctor's true origins. Okay, the future Doctor will make a comic book debut in Doctor Who Origins as previously announced, titled blah 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 blah, free comic book day, blah 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 blah. Has been built. The 4-issue miniseries will tell the story of the future Doctor, written by Josie Hauser, art by Roberta Ingranata. It's just not good. I'm sorry. They are not the right talent for this. And Warina Sahawadia. Okay. Covered by some blah blah blah. That's it. That's all they didn't tell us anything about it. God, this and that looks like what's it? Ignita, whatever her name is. Yeah. Okay. A synopsis for the issue teases that the future Doctor is working on a mission with the dangerous implications that, for an underclosed group, the division, I guess. Along the way, she earns the name as the future Doctor. Fans are expected to had expected the storyline to continue through the series itself. However, it seems that Titan Comics okay. Chris Chibnall just sets things up. Okay, that's not no. Don't expect things to be paid off. I mean, did you watch Flux? Flux was all about setting up things and not resolving them, right? Yeah. I assume you didn't watch Flux if you're lucky. How it seems blah blah blah. However, it seems that Titan will have even more creative control with the franchise than usual regarding the canon breaking premise, although it might not be drastically impact the Russell D Davies series, as Russell D Davies will soon take over showrunner and will expand the miniseries lore. Similar to the War Doctor, it seems the future Doctor will give herself the reason to forget the time with the alternate title, and she learns how to be more compassionate, heroic version of the Doctor. She will struggle. Oh, God, it sounds so awful. Oh God, no, stop. Functionally, Doctor Who Origins will serve as the Doctor's true backstory that has been kept secret until now. Right? So how did that go for wanting to put new mystery into the Doctor Who that doesn't change anything? Such incredible dumbness, right? Such incredible dumbness. It must be Chris Chibnall. Right? That's the only thing we can think of. Such incredible dumbness can only be ascribed to Chris Chibnall. So there you go. Bit of news. Who knows? Who knows if this is going to be out of date by the time it ends? I hope. Well, here's the deal. If any news stories come up on Sunday before I put this out, I'm just going to add in an insert. That's what I'm going to do. You know, this is programming on the fly, baby. This is how you do it. Fine. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin. You Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.